All right. Eden Prime is done. It's your basic introductory level. Got a lot of tutorials in there. How to do all the combat and all that stuff.
Hey, Commander.
We're going to do a quick chat with our remaining crew. Unfortunately, there's no Jenkins anymore. Poor guy.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Your ship is like your hub. And when you're on your ship, you can talk to your crew. And we're going to gather more crew as we go. Some of the dialogue that you have with the crew is static. It's always there. Every time you talk to them, it's always exactly the same. And then there's other parts to the dialogue that progress as the story progresses. So in order to try to space things out here a bit and not be spending too much time on this stuff in one sitting, I'll be breaking up the static dialogue as we go. So this is one example. All these investigate things are always going to be the static dialogue.
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
So we're just going to ask her about her assessment of these two. We'll save the personal questions for her for later.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record. Over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Alright, is there anything up here to look at? I mean, besides these awesome reflections, I'm just enjoying how pretty everything looks. Alright, let's talk to Caden.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Oh, he doesn't have anything to say right now.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
Alright, I think Ashley will have something to say. Let's talk to Ashley.
After what happened to Jenkins, the crew could use some good news. They'll be glad to hear you're okay.
Sounds like you're disappointed I survived.
I never want to see anything bad happen to a fellow Marine, Commander. Let's just leave it at that.
I think we got off on the wrong foot, Williams. Maybe we could start again.
I'm not one to hold a grudge. I think we're all looking to put Eden Prime behind us.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
So you'll notice I was picking the Paragon options, which is obviously different than what I've been doing up till now, which is selecting the Renegade option. So again, I have to be nice to her because I want to romance her. If I am an ass to her, she's never gonna let me pursue that option. So there's a little bit of a restriction there. So one of the things in a comparable game... Oh, it's my first elevator ride. So the elevator rides in Mass Effect are notorious for being way longer than the distance they are supposed to travel. And And mainly because it was used to hide load times, and the load times were very long. So it's nice that, you know, we can have normal elevator rides because the load times aren't insane anymore.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Alright, this looks familiar. It's not going to be much you can buy to start with. But I like to do the upgrades. Basically allows you to have more Medigel, so basically more things to heal yourself with. And then increase your grenade capacity too, which I'll try to use those more often. Clearly they want you to realize how helpful the grenades can be. And then you can sell. To start with, I like to just sell duplicates because I'm not sure until I've gathered my whole team who might need what. And then later as we progress, basically I just start cutting off levels. So, because you'll see these are all rank 1. And once I start getting all the rank 2 stuff, then I'll start getting rid of all the rank 1 stuff. I have a lot more things than I thought I did. Okay. Down in here, we've got the engine room. Oh, look at my engine. It's so pretty. I think there's more codex entries later. Okay, this here is Engineer Adams.
Shame about Jenkins, Commander.
Oh, we'll talk to him later. He'll have some conversation too.